More Americans are reluctant to sell their home this year. A new bank rate survey finds more than half say there's no mortgage rate at which they would feel comfortable selling. A majority say they're uncomfortable buying another home no matter what happens with rates. Among those that would be open to buying a home, 2/3 say they would need a mortgage rate below 5%, and only 3% of people would be comfortable refinancing with rates at 6% or higher. When it comes to navigating the complexities of today's housing market, many area realtors say AI is helping more buyers and sellers get to the closing table. 9 News real estate expert Lane Lyon joins us this morning with more on how AI tools are making a difference in this current market. Thanks for coming.
Well, thanks for having me on. They sure are.
Whoa, so this is so interesting. What are some ways that AI is helping realtors?
Well, I think, in recent years, we've kind of been dabbling into AI really to make our businesses more efficient. We've helped with lead generation, virtual staging, writing listing descriptions. These were some of the more early iterations of AI in our business. But more recently, AI is becoming a more helpful tool when it comes to painting a picture about our current market. This is a market that sellers really haven't been in a while, and it's creating some context, particularly after many years of sellers just having buyers line up at the door.
Right.
And when we don't have that anymore, it's like, I'm not so sure what's happening out there, and AI is helping.
So you say AI helps with data-driven decision making. Talk about that.
Well, we know that AI is really good about taking a large amount of data and analyzing it. And we've always taken a look at housing data and market data and brought that to the table. But what we're able to do is really get very specific and drill it down. And it's helping sellers who are not sure if they should take an offer. Here's a real world example for you. I've changed it just a little bit. But this was an example of someone who was on the market for 30 days. They received an offer that they thought was just lower than they wanted to take.
Okay.
So I built a prompt and I put in, here's the house, here's the market data, predictive analytics, forecasts for mortgage rates down the road, for example, days on market. What is the recommendation? Should we accept the offer, hold off on the offer, pros and cons? And you can see that the report that got built out said, accept the offer. And that in fact, based on the current condition of your home, based on the market conditions around your property, there was a risk of waiting and that you could be on the market longer. I sent this over to my clients and I was really transparent. I'm like, look, AI is kind of newer into our world in terms of putting a lot of this together for you. Let's take a look at it together. And they said, this helps. They're under contract right now because they just needed that peace of mind.
Yeah, just maybe a little bit extra push.
Yeah, just to paint that picture of what's really happening out there. I think it makes a difference. It's also helping with buyers too and what offer they should write too.
Oh, that's interesting. So real quick, I have a feeling with all of this AI technology, which can be really great, we still need a human version of like Lane too.
Oh, well, human Lane is not going anywhere, I have to tell you. And I think that makes a difference too, because people say, wow, is this going to replace realtors, for example?
Right.
And I think that, as you know, it is such a complicated process, emotional process, when you're buying and selling a home. I have no credentials in psychotherapy, although I do feel like I counsel a lot of my clients a lot. So I think there's that part. There's negotiating in terms of inspection, appraisal, not to mention the legal liability of all the contracts. So it is a helpful tool, and I think it is one that we will be using more often, particularly as we move forward.
I can't imagine thinking back to when I was looking for a house relying solely on AI. I could see that like never being a thing.
Sure.
There's no way. I need a Lane.
You need someone to hold your hand.
Yes.
And that's okay. We'll use the data, we'll use the hand holding together, we'll get across the finish line. But these are uncertain times, and the more tools we can bring to the table, I think the better.
Okay, I'm sure talk therapy is really big.
Oh, I could tell you some stories, Corey.
I'm sure. Well, this is interesting. Lane, thanks so much for coming in. Appreciate it.